Hi everyone. So as a few of you know, I've been recently getting outside more, experiencing the outdoors, going for walks, trying to get into a little bit of wild camping. So what I thought I'd do is just take you all through a rundown of some of the more basic gear that I've bought before I head out and give it all a trial this weekend. So to start off with, we have the rucksack that I purchased, which is the Van Gogh Sherpa 65. This was bought from Go Outdoors. I'm not going to go too much into the details and the features of the pack. But yeah, just it's a budget friendly sort of beginner's pack for carrying a fair bit of weight on these sort of winter heading into spring sort of wild camps. Now what I will say is, although the 65 litre bag does give plenty of room, what I soon did notice with having purchased quite a lot of sort of budget gear, that it is very sort of bulky to pack away, not necessarily in terms of weight, but in terms of pure size and being able to fit everything you need for a camp into the 65 litre. So I will run through some of the choices that I did make early on, and then some of the slight upgrades that I have made in terms of kit over the recent weeks. So starting with the sleeping mats here, we've got the OEX Traverse as well as the Trekology UL50. Now the OEX Traverse was bought from Go Outdoors for around about £25. The Trekology sleeping pad was from Amazon at around about £30. Now the first thing you can see straight away there is the massive difference in size. I'm assuming the Trekology is nice and lightweight, fits in the hand, whereas the OEX is a bit more bulky. Obviously you'll struggle to pick that up. Now both of these mats have the same kind of R value, which is the sort of insulation that they give you against the ground. They're both sort of between 1 and 1.5. Most online websites you'll look at tend to give them both an R value of around 1.3, which, considering some of the sleeping pads on the market, is fairly low. But again, we are looking to try and keep this as budget as possible. And onto the pillows. So we've got the High Gear Dreamer, again purchased from Go Outdoors. This was around about £7. And next to that, the Trekology Aloft Pillow 2.0 from Amazon, which was around about £15. Again, I mean, it's quite easy to see the massive difference in size. The Trekology pillow almost fitting in the palm of your hand. The Dreamer, again, substantially larger. So onto the sleeping bags. Now these aren't to get confused, because what these two sleeping bags offer is something very different in terms of the temperature and comfort temperature of them. So on the right you've got the bigger Mountain Warehouse Summit 250. That was around £40. But again, this sleeping bag has a comfort rating of down to -1. Whereas on the left you've got the Berghaus Intrepid 700, a cost of around £50. Now, I mean, the size difference is obvious. However, the comfort rating of the Berghaus is 9 degrees, which obviously makes that more of a 2-season sleeping bag rather than the Mountain Warehouse, which you could probably use sort of all year round really in the UK. And I mean, certainly for the temperatures that I'm looking at getting out in, I'm hoping that the Berghaus will be suitable. Now, what I have also picked up, just to chuck in there, is a sort of aluminium foil mat. This is by Highlander. That was from Amazon. It cost around £8. Now what that will do is just add an extra insulation layer, so I'm hoping that the Highlander foil mat alongside the Berghaus Intrepid will give me enough warmth through the sort of spring, summer and autumn months, when hopefully I will be getting out quite regularly, and hopefully the Mountain Warehouse Summit 250 will just be able to stay on the sidelines and then brought out if I do decide to get out in any colder conditions. Now the last bit of essential kit I did really want to show you is the cook set that I bought. So here we've got a burner, which is an MSR Pocket Rocket 2. So as you can see, it comes in a handy little case. Now this thing is absolutely tiny and weighs next to nothing, so it does sort of fold out into that shape that then allows you to sit a pot on top. And what I also bought is just this budget sort of pot set. So it's a smaller pot and a larger pot, which is great for sort of boiling water, which is all I'm sort of using it for. And that was around about £10 off Amazon. And the MSR Pocket Rocket comes in at a cost of around £30. Now, hopefully you all found that somewhat useful in terms of a breakdown of the basic kit, and just to go to show that, you can sort of get into camping and wild camping on a budget, and you don't have to break the bank to go and get gear that, can be used and will serve a purpose in the outdoors. Hopefully I'll be back at the weekend to show you some more in-depth usages of all those kit, and maybe show you a couple bits of more gear, the tent and other things in action.